All righty, welcome back. Another beautiful day in San Diego. And we're talking politics this morning. We're talking about the congressional race that is coming up. Carl DeMaio, of course, who almost became the mayor of San Diego, is now running for Congress, here to talk about what he will do and the town hall meeting that you're having because you want to get ideas. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Good to see you. All right, so you're having a town hall meeting, but let's talk about your fixed Congress plan first, because everybody knows Congress is about the least popular profession in the United States right now, even below lawyers and news reporters.
And several other, like Walking Dead people, cockroaches. There was actually a poll done in the fall that showed Congress approval ratings are at an all-time low. And this is because the American people look at Congress and they see two things. First, they see nothing getting done. All this infighting, all this political posturing, but the problems get worse. No solutions are really being implemented. And two, they see members of Congress putting themselves on a pedestal, giving themselves benefits and privileges and perks that the rest of us don't get. And so my Fix Congress First plan is all about changing the culture of Congress. If we want better results in Washington, we have to start by first reforming Congress. It's a very simple concept that Congress should live under the same laws as the rest of us, no more special exemptions. If they actually had to comply with the laws that they passed in full, 100%, they probably would start passing more thoughtful laws. And so we start out with this Fix Congress First plan, and we eliminate all the special exemptions. And Congress has given themselves a number of sweetheart exemptions. For example, they don't have to comply with Public Records Act requests, so they're not transparent, they're not open. They've exempted themselves from various labor and occupational safety requirements. Bob Filner, for example, did not get sexual harassment training, even though it's a requirement of federal law of all federal managers. And then he turns around and says, because he didn't get the training for 20 years, because he was a member of Congress and exempted, that taxpayers should pick up his legal bills for all these sexual harassment lawsuits.
Well, he's a moron.
These are just a few examples of the culture.
Really, do we really need sexual harassment training to know that groping someone who works for you is wrong?
Well,
give me a break.
But part of it is this. Congress passes all these rules and then exempts itself. And so our point of view is you are no better than the American people you serve.
Well, that would be nice.
You should comply with these laws.
What about the pensions?
We get rid of their pensions.
Yeah.
So we eliminate the pensions, these sweetheart pensions and health care benefits that they voted themselves. We put members of Congress in Social Security.
We're all on Obamacare. What do they got?
Right. And so we eliminate the Obamacare subsidy. We actually put them into Medicare. My view here is by putting members of Congress into Social Security and Medicare, it basically requires them to take more ownership in making sure the system is sustainable. If they're getting these benefits, then they have more in the game to make these systems sustainable and reform and make sure that these programs are working well. And then finally, we require no budget, no pay, for real. I mean, my opponent, Scott Peters, goes around saying he got no budget, no pay done, when in fact, that is grossly misleading. It's sort of like when he said there was no pension crisis in the city for a decade. The Congress has no penalty when it doesn't do its job. When it doesn't pass a budget, when it shuts down the government, they still get paid. And so what we're requiring is that if you don't do your budget on time, if the budget's not passed, then you permanently forfeit your pay. We also permanently
until the budget
dock
is passed.
The pay of all of the political appointees of the executive branch. So there's skin in the game for both sides of this political argument to get the job done. So this is all about forcing Congress to live under the same rules as the rest of us, getting rid of the special perks and privileges. Now, someone came up to me at our press conference and said, there's no way you're going to get this done. You know, that was the same thing that was told to me when I introduced pension reform for the first time. And we got that done here in San Diego, and now the San Diego Pension Reform Initiative is a model for the country. I believe if enough Americans, if enough San Diegans speak out and demand reform of Congress, that like pension reform, we're going to get it done. And that's why I'm excited to have this town hall at 10 a.m. this morning.
All right, tell people where to go. What's going on?
The Rancho Bernardo Radisson, 10 a.m. We're going to be having our town hall. There it is on the screen. It's right on the 15 freeway and Rancho Bernardo Road, Rancho Bernardo Radisson. And this is the chance for the public to come and look at the various reforms that we're going to apply to Congress and give their own ideas on how to make the plan better. I took the same approach with pension reform. Before we filed our ballot measure, we went around town and we shared ideas and got feedback before we move forward. And so the public participation is key, and that's why this town hall is the kickoff of an outreach effort.
Wow, a candidate actually listening to other people's ideas?
You got to listen before you lead.
Yeah. All right, Carl DeMaio, running for Congress, 10 o'clock up there in Rancho Bernardo. Share your ideas.
It's good to have you back in San Diego.
Thank you, my friend.
We've missed